Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms Part 55. This is the 55th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 271 to 275. But first, I'll give you the chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers and provide you with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. Now, these idioms in this video are going to be about negotiations. Okay? So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 271. Put all of one's cards on the table. And the example is, after dating for 5 months, I put all of my cards on the table and told my girlfriend that I wanted to marry her. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess C, to be honest about your feelings and intentions? If you did, you are correct, and that's what it means if you put all of your cards on the table. In our example, the person is talking about how they dated their girlfriend for 5 months. Maybe this person's girlfriend didn't know his intentions. So, what he did, he put all of his cards on the table. He told her exactly how he felt. He was honest about his feelings and intentions. So, he put all of his cards on the table, as we say. Got it? Okay, here's another example. We talked all day about the sensitive issue at work, and we couldn't find a solution to the problem that we both liked. It was only after we put all of our cards on the table that we were finally able to solve it. Okay, so this is talking about negotiations here, and they finally were able to come to an agreement in this discussion because they were honest about what they really wanted. They put all of their cards on the table. Got it? All right, and now for number 272. To drive a hard bargain. And the example is, my boss always drives a hard bargain whenever I ask him for a raise. But I persisted and was able to get a decent pay increase the last time I asked him for one. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, to argue with determination to achieve a deal in one's favor. And that's what the boss was like. Every time you tried to deal with him, again, we're talking about a negotiation here, he drove a hard bargain. He always argued with determination. Let's say, very strongly he argued for his side of the bargain. Okay? And that's what it means to drive a hard bargain. Here's another example. The union was able to renegotiate a better contract for its members, even though the company's management team drove a hard bargain. Okay, in this case, the management team drove a hard bargain. They were hard to deal with. They wanted their position very much. Okay, so they drove a hard bargain, but the union was able to still renegotiate a good contract or a better contract than they had the last time. Okay, that's what it means. Now for number 273, a sticking point. And the example is, the president refused to give up his country's military bases in the region, and it became a sticking point in the peace treaty between the neighboring countries. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess A, something that someone refuses to change? If you did, you're correct, and that's what it means if there's a sticking point. And again, we're talking about negotiations here, all right? In this case, the president refused to change his position, and they were stuck, right? They couldn't get this deal completed because of this issue that the president refused to change, okay? So it became the sticking point, as we say, all right? Think about being stuck in the mud, right? You're stuck, you can't go any further. It's the same thing here. Here's another example. When it comes to buying a new car, the price is always the sticking point for me. All right, in this case, the price of a car, a new car, right, is the sticking point. It's holding the person back from doing something. Now, one thing to understand here too is that a sticking point is usually temporary. So if, let's say that he made a deal with the owner of the car to negotiate the price, maybe he would make the deal. So there's still room to make the deal if they can negotiate the sticking point. Got it? And now for number 274, a deal breaker. And the example is, I wanted to buy that computer, but its small hard drive was a deal breaker, so I didn't buy it. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess A, something that prevents you from agreeing to a deal on something? If you did, you are correct. Now, this is different than the last idiom about a sticking point. In this case, it's a deal breaker, which means that you're not going to make a deal. No matter what, if this issue isn't what I want, I'm not going to do the deal at all. Got it? Okay, here's another example. I know my boss doesn't want to spend a lot of money on our new project, but it might not be a deal breaker if he sees how much money our company will make when it hits the market. Now, in this case, this person is very optimistic. He's saying that his boss doesn't want to spend a lot of money, so this new project must cost a lot of money, but he thinks that the boss will change his mind about spending money if he sees how well it will do when it hits the market. So it will not be a deal breaker. Got it? All right, and now for our final idiom, number 275. Stick to one's guns. And the example is, despite harsh criticism by his supporters, the governor stuck to his guns on the issue regarding the homeless situation in his state. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess B, to refuse to change one's opinion? If you did, you are correct, and that's what the governor did up here. He refused to change his position even though he was harshly criticized by his supporters. Okay, that's what it means to stick to your guns. All right, don't change your opinion. All right, here's another example. My parents didn't want me to be a musician, but I stuck to my guns and became a singer in a popular band in our city. All right, in this case, this person stuck with their guns, even though their parents didn't want him to. Okay, he wanted to be a musician, right? So he joined a band, even though his parents didn't want him to. So he stuck to his guns. Got it? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, everyone, and please like and share the video to support this channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing! See you next time.